Alright. Hey, what's happening, everyone? I am your Dragon God of Gaming, Damian Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of the Gaming News, where I run out a list of all the gaming news, facts, rumors, trivia, and everything coming out the gaming industry this week. Today, we have something on Epic Games. We also have something on Mass Effect 3. We don't have much of Mass Effect on here. And we also got GTA. So, without further ado, let's get right into the news. Alright, first off, Epic Games. Epic Games is a household name now, and all for various different reasons. If you guys like Epic Games, you guys like Epic Games. But sometimes they land themselves in hot water from time to time, and it's not a pretty freaking sight. This is coming from Kotaku.com. I'm just gonna say this: all these articles came from Kotaku.com, and this is written by Ethan Gotch. Gotch. It's one of those two. I'm sorry. And they write, Epic Games faces staff uproar over ending popular time off policy. The Fortnite maker ended a pandemic-era policy of alternative Friday days off. Friday vacation days for staff. Okay. And it goes thusly. Epic Games, creator of the massively popular and lucrative Battle Royale Fortnite, decided to end a popular policy allowing staff every other Friday off earlier this week. According to a new report by Bloomberg, which a source corroborated for Kotaku, the move angered staff who were caught off guard by the sudden reversal. Alternating Fridays off allowed staff to recuperate, and in some instances made up for overtime hours on other days. A 2018 report by Polygon alleged that Epic Games employees working on Fortnite, a game that regularly updates, sometimes had to crunch to push content through the finish line. Well, adequate time off can make the service game model at work a little more fair. An internal email obtained by Bloomberg noted that the Friday policy of Epic wasn't being used equally by staff. Right now, we are seeing lots of Fridays off for deep work, and lots of people who must work Fridays anyways. Chief Operating Officer Daniel Vogel wrote about the policy in an email to staff. This meant that many people were not benefiting from this policy equally. A spokesman for Epic Games told Kotaku in a phone call that the company would be replacing alternating Fridays off with a new policy for no work meetings on any Friday, describing these days more as unstructured time to do existing work moving forward. The spokesman also said the alternating Fridays off policy was always meant to be temporary, and that Epic Games already shuts down for 4 weeks out of the year, in addition to staff's personal time off days. However, according to a survey of 581 employees obtained by Bloomberg, the existing alternating Fridays off policy had over 90% approval, with nearly the same percentage of staff wanting to keep the policy going forward. Companies across the video game industry and outside of it are currently grappling with demands for more flexible working options as the COVID-19 pandemic grinds toward its 2-year anniversary. While some businesses have rushed to put employees back into the office, others have extended remote work and continue to offer flexible hours, or in some cases, shorten the work week altogether. Epic Games' decision to return to a consistent 5-day work week comes a month after Bugsnax indie developer Young Horses announced it would be shifting to a permanent 4-day work week. Shortly after, Guardians of the Galaxy maker Eidos Montreal announced it would do the same. Employees at the roughly 500-person studio would see their on-the-clock hours slashed to 32, while their pay remained the same. While many developers have had to delay their games over the past 2 years, Bloomberg reports that one Epic employee criticized the company's decision in the light of the fact that Fortnite has continued to deliver updates twice a month. Earlier this year, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney testified during its trial with Apple that the company made $5.1 billion in gross revenue last year. This one is a little bit conflicting for me. Because I do understand, like, heavy deadlines. I have gone to college and I know the whole thing of crunching deadlines. The difference is I did my work earlier in the week. That gave me, like, a lot of time off to myself. Which, again, is the reason why you guys seen a lot more work from me, even during my college days, basically. Basically speaking, at the moment, I can understand a crunch, but also if I can understand, like, you know, sometimes having the whole 4-day work week is good because these are, you know, more days off to, you know, people, and they actually want to have those days just to recuperate themselves, and a more interesting thing that people want to, you know, get their minds back together, which I recently did myself. You guys will see in one of my videos. Coliseum. You guys will see that I had to personally take a day off myself, which, to be honest, I did because all my work was done. But personally speaking, I'm with the employees on this one. In all honesty, I can see where Epic is coming from, but I can also see that if it has a 90% approval rating and the work is still getting done regardless, and they're not really being bitching about, you know, the crunching that they need to do to fill out that day, in all honesty, you know what I mean, it shouldn't need to happen. So, and if other gaming companies that are just as big, if not bigger, are switching to an alternative, you know, 4-day work week, maybe it's something that needs to be considered and needs to be done because it's actually helping the employees. I'm all for, you know, helping the employee, the small man. But if you're making $5.1 billion, even during the whole, you know, trial where you are giving them alternate days off, I don't see why you can't keep it. Nothing is hurting your profits. Not at all. If they stopped, you know, working harder, and, you know, they stopped, you know, giving two shits about them making their time up, if they're not, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, then I can understand where, you know, hey, you're getting complacent. This is being on temporary leave until the production starts, you know, ramping back up again. I can see that. I can understand that. But if they're still working at under the same pressure and under the same, you know, limits as they usually are, and, you know, there's no slow in your profit margin, or there's no, you know, real big, you know, space between how the work is getting out or, you know, work getting done on time, there's no reason why you needed to do that. So, Epic, you're in the wrong here. I'm going to need you to reverse that reversal. You're going to need to do that. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So, boom. Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 was a very controversial title. The whole game was exquisite. I personally loved Mass Effect 3. And I'm actually currently playing Mass Effect 2. Go check me out. Every Sunday. On my YouTube channel. But Mass Effect 3 is one of those games where you really needed to keep your head on a swivel when it came to the gameplay. And the game was just so good. But the ending left a sour taste in people's mouths. And I can understand why. Personally, you know, I really didn't see too much of, you know, the Horde side of, you know, the ending of the game. I can understand why people are upset about the ending of the game, but I can also see, like, I can also see how that would come to be. You know what I mean? But some people are outraged, and it's seeming like the developers of Mass Effect 3 are changing that. Again, this is coming from Kotaku, and this is written by the same person, Ethan Gach. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. It's one of those two. And it says, after Backlash, Mass Effect 3 devs say team crunched to deliver new ending. Ex-BioWare devs reflect on how Mass Effect 3's ending was received nearly a decade later. And here's how this went. Almost a decade ago, the internet blew up over Mass Effect 3's controversial ending, resulting in death threats and online harassment of BioWare developers and helping to set a new terrible tone for the video game fan-developer relationship in the years since. Also reportedly resulted in more crunch. Before I continue on, I do not condone sending death threats because you hate how a game ended. Voice your opinion, but don't voice it like that. Because they will just, give you more shit. Just saying. Some of the game's original developers recently sat down with the documentary group People Make Games. Sat down with the documentary group People Make Games to reflect on the original ending, the backlash, and the months that came after when the studio decided to rush out a new extended cut of the game's final scenes. Long touted as a series in which players' choices mattered, Mass Effect 3 notoriously wrapped up the trilogy with 3 endings that were largely similar in appearance, save for different colored explosions. But the criticisms quickly morphed from understandable to vitriolic, fueling a protracted hate campaign in some quarters of the internet. Eventually, BioWare acquiesced to fan pressures and announced a new extended ending would be added to the game for free. The game had taken years to develop, but BioWare pushed out the extended cut DLC in just a few months, necessitating even more extended overtime work. I think there was definitely a morale hit on the team, and then gameplay designer Manveer Air, I believe his name is Manveer Air, who in 2019 co-founded a new studio called Brass Lion Entertainment. You are kind of ready to be done with a game and franchise at a certain point. And then when that point gets extended out, one that's just like, wait, the people who were crunching the hardest at the end now had to go back and start crunching again, so they didn't get good rest. That live period was very hard, and I don't know that anyone's ever talked about that. But yeah, we crunched. And said then systems programmer Mark Jaskowitz, who's now at the multiplayer guys in England. A lot of people went through hard times to get through that. One thing that made the extra months especially difficult, former developers told People Make Games, was going from Mass Effect 3's post-launch plans directly into the thick of Dragon Age Inquisition's messy development. Another game that I played and beat. I love Dragon Age Inquisition. Instead of a long respite, some of the developers were thrown right back into the deep end because of the backlash over the ending. I remember us being pretty okay, but within 2 years, once we got into Dragon Age Inquisition, everybody was fried. Everybody was completely destroyed. Morale was incredibly low. ME3 cinematic designer Saturara Scott said, "I don't normally attribute much of that to Mass Effect, but it is safe to say that, like, around the time a lot of people were starting therapy." Oh no. BioWare has been criticized for a crunch-heavy culture as recently as 2019's disastrous launch of Anthem. Y'all remember Anthem? Neither do I. Though the game didn't spark a similar level of vitriol for longtime fans, yeah, it really didn't do much. One ex-BioWare developer People Make Games spoke with likened the decision to create a new ending to opening Pandora's box. While some of the people interviewed who worked on Mass Effect 3 shared criticisms of the game's final scenes. I don't know why I'm forgetting my words. Others were adamant that it was creating bad precedent when it came to the creators' ownership of their art vis-a-vis fans. In any event, the online harassment campaign that precipitated it was heinous, and unfortunately became something of a blueprint for fans of other blockbuster games. Yeah. I can understand that. I really can. I didn't really like Mass Effect 3's ending. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it neither. Like, I formally died, and, like, I had to choose, like, something stupid, but also I can see how people would get upset, but doing all that is basically saying, hey, fuck the work you did. I hate this. Go fuck yourself. And go back to where your brain is mush. I know the feeling about deadlines, but goddamn. If I had somebody in my ear yelling and screaming mean things at me, I would probably get up and somebody is getting slapped. I can understand the whole like precedent about Mass Effect 3, but it's just like, goddamn, you don't need to do that to them. They've done nothing wrong but exist. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Anyway, what do you think about Mass Effect 3's endings? And did you like the the new DLC for the final scenes? To be honest, I didn't play the extended version. After I beat Mass Effect 3, I was just like, I beat the game. It is what it is. I actually may do that to see the extended scenes that they did work on. Actually, I am going to be playing Mass Effect 3 on my channel after Mass Effect 2. I'm not going to be doing it right afterwards. Just saying it's going to happen eventually. But I did like the Mass Effect series regardless of, the ending. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of where that whole thing is at. Anyway, going from one massively popular game to another. Grand Theft Auto, I had to choose something. So Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy was announced. People are actually starting to lose hope in Grand Theft Auto 6. But, we're not here to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. Today we're talking about Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy. And its price, its date, and the footage that was just shown. This is coming from the same site, and this is from John Walker. And they write, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, priced, dated, and first footage revealed. Rockstar's long-rumored and much-leaked remasterings are out in November. After Kotaku was the first to tell you, Rockstar was remastering the first three 3D Grand Theft Auto games. All manner of leaks and rumors have flown around until the developer finally officially confirmed their existence. 2 weeks ago, actually. Today, they've announced a release date, November 11th for the digital edition, and an official price that'll make your eyes water. And last, video footage of comparing the originals to the remasters. Rockstar's official page for the games has just gone up, revealing that the trilogy of classic Murderfest, GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas will be yours in 20 days if you get a digital edition. For physical editions on all formats, it'll be December 6th in Europe, December 7th in the United States, and any of those versions will cost you a blistering $60 PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch, and the Xboxes. To be honest, it's not blistering, in all honesty. $70 game, it's PS5. Just saying. Of course, you're getting 3 absolutely enormous games here, so $60 might not immediately sound so bad. Yeah. It's just that we're talking games games ranging from 17 to 20 years old, which is to say, announcing the pre-orders with less than 3 weeks to go, and slapping on a premium price is asking players to exercise a lot of faith. However, we can finally see a short glimpse of how these 3 games will be looking compared to the originals in this just released video. Yeah, I'm not going to be playing that because, again, that's YouTube and it's probably copyrighted. The games site explains that the games have been remastered by Grove Street Games, the same Florida studio that ported the original versions across to mobile. They've always done a good job with these, but of course, no one's had a chance to play these games yet. Had a chance, should say, to get a feel for how they work 2 decades later. As to what's being updated, Rockstar explains that the games will have brilliant new lighting and environmental upgrades with high-resolution textures, increased draw distances, granted out of 5 style controls, and targeting, and much more, bringing these beloved worlds to life with all new levels of detail. Combined with the video above, it doesn't immediately suggest the dream of the classic games in the GTA 5 engine. In fact, Grove Street used the Unreal Engine to make the improvements, which, as well as prettying up the textures, will upgrade the controls, UI, and all those trophies your kids like so much. Rockstar explains the updates also include improvements to targeting and lock-on aiming, updated weapon and radio station wheels, updated mini-maps with enhanced navigation allowing players to set waypoints to destinations, updated achievements, trophies, and more. The Nintendo Switch version also allows Switch-specific controls, including gyro aiming, as well as touchscreen camera zooming, pans, and menu selections, while the PC version includes support for NVIDIA DLSS and additional new accomplishments via the Rockstar Games Social Club. The PC specs offer some clues as to how grand the improvements might be, and they're pretty low. The minimum requirements are an i5 2700 and FX 6300 with 8GB RAM and a GTX 762GB and Radeon RN 280. The recommended tech still won't be stretching many. A PC i7 6600K or Ryzen 5 2600, and a 16GB RAM and a GTX 974GB or a Radeon RX 570. Those are 5-year-old graphics card. However, they will be occupying 45GB of your hard drive. The original version of San Andreas, the largest of the games, was only 4.6GB on release. Things definitely look nicer, and it's leaned into a much more cartoony vibe. A smart move of if this is really more of a texture upgrade than a true remastering. Cartoons forgive a lot, where an attempt at more realistic depictions would likely have them look pretty ropey. However, it's a very different vibe from the originals, which you now cannot buy. As ever, don't pre-order video games, especially in this case, where no press have had their hands on this at any point. Okay, this is an update though. It's supposed to have been updated to add that Rockstar has, since original publication, uploaded video footage of the games running along with releasing more specific details about the upgrades. Wow, okay. A lot to unpack here, ladies and germs. What I can basically tell at the moment is that nobody has been able to play the remastered yet. No publication has been able to get a sneak peek preview of the game and how it handles, just showing video footage from the personal game developers themselves. In all honesty, I can see where their heads are at. But making games like that into like something GTA 5 like isn't the best idea. Just saying. Why? Because GTA 5 is its own unique game, its own unique gaming experience. You can't just, have them put this game out and expect it to be GTA 5. It was never going to be. And if it's in like its own engine, transferring one game from one engine to another can be disastrous. And especially if you already did so much work, you really can't do all too much with that. And I can understand like the whole point of like where the fans are coming from. Like, I wanted it to be GTA 5. Then fuck play GTA 5? You know what I mean? I can understand, like, where people are getting mad at it. I can understand that. I can respect it. But I can also not guarantee all too much that the whole, you know, gaming experience of the GTA trilogy, for those of you that have played it, I've played GTA San Andreas and Vice City. I didn't really get too far into Grand Theft Auto 3, just saying. And the whole point of those games was to be less realistic and more cartoony. And trying to make them GTA 5-like is just not going to work. It's going to feel different, it's going to be different, but it's not going to be necessarily good different. You know what I mean? So, to be honest, we should give the trilogy a chance, but, you know, go in with a grain of salt. Expect it to be a little bit different than what you feel. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's it for the gaming news today, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys joining us. You guys have been awesome. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of you guys' day. And let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. Personally, what did you guys personally feel about Mass Effect 3's whole ending? What do you think about Epic's time off policy, and do you think that they should give it back to the employees? Personally, I think so. And what do you personally think on the GTA's trilogy set? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Anyway, down in the description down below is all of our lovely and beautiful content creators. Go check them all out. They are a lovely bunch of coconuts, and I can promise you they all have some awesome content to show you. As I said earlier, if you guys want to see some Mass Effect content, come check me out over on my YouTube channel where I've been playing Mass Effect 2, and it's been a really, really dope game. So you're going to want to be part of that action every Sunday. Actually, by the time this goes out in about an hour and a half, go check me out over on my YouTube channel where Mass Effect 2 will be played. So, let me know. Also, I don't play Fortnite, but I have played a couple of Epic's games. I actually have played Fortnite. Didn't like it very much, but it's not bad. I just sucked, so I was like, this probably ain't the game for me. Just saying. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope everyone enjoys all their stuff. Every Sunday, you can check me out here on the Gaming News, where I run down the list of all the gaming news, facts, reviews, and trivia coming out the gaming history that week. So, you can find me here every Sunday. And every Wednesday, I've been playing Devil May Cry. Come and check me out. I can guarantee you're going to just have a lot of fun. So, be ready. Anyway, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's time for us to end off. Oh yes, and I do got a new car in here I did want to show off. Yeah. I did get a CN, which is this this thing. So I wanted to talk about this because I always put this on, and I am playing this game just, you know, straight out. And yes, I do sometimes suck. I can guarantee you I know I suck. But hey, they're fast-ass cars, and sometimes there's motion blur. But I do want you guys to see the new car. I don't show it sometimes. I just end off. But I do want you guys to see it. It's actually a really cool car, and a car I personally want. I got that by a hair. Just saying. Yep. $20,000. And I got a Lexi in. Look at this baby. Look at this beauty. Oh my god.
Yeah, now that's a car, home.
It is a glorious car. And I did pimp it out. I did pimp it out with some dragging wear. So, hey, I wanted to show it off a little bit because I don't really show off the gameplay all too much. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you dragonlings back inside the world of the gaming news. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Damian Dragon action. Peace.